to be a little bit obvious.
Okay. Well,
why can't you guys open this space?
Everybody well, first of all, let me thank everybody for gathering here, and also too for inviting me as one of the panelists yesterday to talk about key instrument about our community. Our involvement as Mandingo, whether we are striving to do better or whether we are retrogressing as Mandingo in Liberia. I think that was the theme of the convention.
Yes.
And I think that is the theme that all Liberian Mandingos must first of all understand what does it mean to be Mandingo, what is your identity, and what do you as an individual contribute to your community. I think that is the embodiment of everything that we do here. But first of all, let me say a little bit about myself. Maybe for those of you who don't know, I think Ayuba tried to pull it into some form of light. He said, my father is the late Alieu Selilah. Some of you, I went to school with you at the refugee school in Zedekere. I didn't really stay long there, or some of you I played basketball with you at the basketball court there in Zedekere. But I went to Muslim Congress, went to CWA, went to AGM, I graduated from AGM. And then after I went to the States and I went to St. Joseph University, Temple University, University of Minnesota, and then I went back home. So obviously I have a master's degree in criminal justice, I have a bachelor's degree in human services. I went back home in 2009, worked at the Ministry of Youth and Sports as psychosocial counselor, the only psychosocial counselor in Liberia at the time. So our involvement was bit grassroots. And one of the things that I wanted to do was to bring all of the different youth together in terms of youth interfaith dialogue. Because that is the key of many of our conflicts in Liberia, because the misconceptions of Islam in Liberia is embedded even into our child head. I mean, they can say even a white man goes to the mosque, they say a white Mandingo man. So you see the misconceptions of Islam in Liberia. So my role was to bring the youth together. So I work with the Federation of Liberian Youth, I work with LINSU, the Liberian Student Union, the Mano River Youth Parliament, and all different youth organizations, including the Interreligious Council Youth Desk, to bring them together. And then I link that with the University of Minnesota on restorative justice and peacemaking. So we have video conferences about those things in Liberia. I just want to say to you that, just to give you a history of our situation. Our situation is deeply rooted into misconceptions of who we are as Mandingo in Liberia. And we ourselves must be responsible of really engaging the larger Liberian communities. Nobody will do that for us. We got to do it ourselves. And we can do it in too many ways. You can do it in so many different ways. You can do it through your business that our forefathers did, but we need to be also sensitive to customers' orientation. How well we engage the people. How well can we be tolerant? How well can we listen to the plight of other people? We can also do it through education. How many of us here, we have master's degree now, it's like you go to the store like a candy. Among our community, prior to the war, how many of you know that Mandingo have a master's degree? There weren't that many. I mean, you could name the few of us. You can say, yeah, B.A. Kesali. You could say, yeah, Stephen Yagasi, Dr. Kaba, Dr. Fofana. I mean, I just naming people. But now, you can name and name and name so many different Mandingo with master's degree from top universities around the world. So why is it that we are not contributing to the education sector of Liberia? You might not go to Liberia to do that, but you can stay anywhere to do that as well. You can mobilize your school resources and send it back home. You can look at capacity development for young people in your universities and in your community to be able to get other Mandingo youth and other, not just Mandingo youth alone, and other people from different tribes into the services that you want to provide. Because we need to cross-cut. As I said to you, we are a minority group. We are a very small group in terms of the various tribes in Liberia. Okay? We are a minority. So there are a lot of issues that we have. So we need to bridge that gap. And how do we bridge the gap? It's true, these thematic areas. Liberia is suffering from so many different things. Today, most of our young people, including our Mandingo people, Mandingo youth, are on drug and alcohol. I mean, chronic addiction to drug and alcohol. What are we doing to provide those services? Today, most of our young women are fighting for gender equity and gender equilibrium or equality. What are we doing to bridge that gap? Then we talk about economic revitalization. How can we reform our economic sector? Because if the private sector is weak, no country survives. In our country, the private sector is so weak. Our education sector, our agricultural sector. So there are too many things that we as a minority group have talent, but we really need to get involved in the national reconstructions of Liberia. We do need to get involved in that. So I just want to come back to the team a little bit because I wanted to be very short. Are we Mandingo, especially young people, under the age of 45, because I want to say 45 down, are we really striving in terms of Liberia reconstruction? Are we really striving? Oh, and I want all of us to resonate about that. Are we really striving? Are we really doing better about Liberia reconstruction? Are we really doing better for our own community? Well, the question is like, what comes first, right? The chicken or the egg? Prior to the war, we had less people going to traditional schools. Well, most of us went to Islamic school. I went to Muslim. Most of you here went to traditional Islamic schools. Okay? So are we really striving as a larger Mandingo community? Well, the question there is, we must ask ourselves this, as an organization, LEMAFE and its auxiliaries, must ask ourselves this question, whether we are striving to make the Mandingo community and the larger Liberian community better. And I will tell you one thing though, and many people don't know the historical context that I'm coming from. The first thing is, whether we as Mandingo people are very diversified. Are we diversified? That is the question we must ask ourselves. Are we diversified? Do we come from different sects? And how did our fathers consolidated their efforts and worked together? How? Because we now, that have all the education, we refuse to work together. So, with all the education, but our fathers, I was telling somebody the other day, I said our forefathers and fathers are more successful than us. The person said, no, that cannot be true. Well, it's difficult to prove because it's not scientifically proven. It's not evidence-based. But then let's look at the institutions, what our fathers built. What have we built? Even the institutions our fathers built, what have we done to those institutions as well? So you need to ask yourself that question. Are we striving? Or are we in regression? So you can say, yes, we are striving as individuals because I just sat here and introduced myself, I have a master's degree, and plenty of people get master's degree. But what institutions are we doing? Are we still working with the National Muslim Council of Liberia? Are we working with the National Mandingo Caucus? Are we working with LEMAFE and other institutions of FEMUSA, all the auxiliaries or chapters organizations? Are we really involved in this organization? Because there's nowhere in the world, this is evidence-based and best practices, there's nowhere in the world that a country can be better if the community is not better. There's nowhere. Because it is the community that inform the policy makers of which direction they need to take. But if the community is not better, what do you think the politicians will do, the policy makers will do? Did they say we just ripped what? Yes. Oh yes. So the message we need to call him and answer.
Okay.
Let me just go wait 1 minute. Then we get the question and answer. Because I think the question.
Wait 1 minute. What we'd like to do is